2 months for the law to enter in force, you need to make sure that on your end you can gather the documents needed as soon as possible, because on the property side that would be relatively quick. What would take longer would be opening the bank account, and obviously to collect all the documents that each applicant needs to collect, namely criminal records, for instance, might take longer, at least in some countries. And then also for some countries it's more difficult for getting a bank account open here in Portugal. So this will be the major constraints at this point. Not much in terms of finding the property or closing a renovation contract if you go for the thresholds of that will requires the renovation. So the property side will be possible. Also on the legal side, I would say that would be possible. Just make sure that on your end your documents will be ready quick, and then your lawyer will work with you for getting a bank account open. This might take a big share of this time.
Yes. So guys, thank you so much again for being here. Today we were celebrating, we reached 1,000 YouTube subscriber a couple of weeks ago. So we decided to do a go live. And during these last 2 weeks, we're actually now reaching 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you guys very much. We really try our best to share what we know.
Thank you for that. We were, as Mia was saying, we were planning to celebrate with you guys and say a public thank you to you all about our reaching out 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And 2 weeks after, when we are actually able to do this go live, we are close to reach 4,000 subscribers, which for us it's incredible. It's like we took 1 year for having
1,000 subscribers. Yes, 11 months.
And then in 2 weeks we grow almost 3,000. So the algorithm of YouTube is quite interesting, and it's quite fun to see this channel growing. Thank you to you all.
Especially for us that is super new to social media. Of course, we have a great team helping us, support us.
We cannot say that we are new anymore.
Now we cannot. Relatively new. Okay, we have a question. Are you required to secure a year-long rental contract for the digital nomad visa? Yes, you do.
Well, when one is applying for whatever residency visa here in Portugal, needs to prove that they would have accommodation in Portugal, either a property that they would buy or a property that they would rent. So in any case, you would need to secure a place for you to live.
Yes. I have another question here on YouTube. What areas in Portugal would you recommend for investment purpose? This is a very common question we get. Like I think last 2 times we went live, and also during our consultation calls. This is an open question, obviously. So what we always would ask is, what is your budget? Obviously, that's very important. And what is the purpose? Is it a long-term investment, or you have a short-term goal? You want to flip property and then sell it?
Are you more focused on the capital gains or on the annual return of your investment? So those would be the framework for us to start thinking and coming up with the first locations, and then also types of properties. It's not just the location, it's location and type of property, and what can a property offer for which targets that you'll be aiming. So it's difficult to answer in a general way, but if you would force us to answer in this open way, I would say Lisbon, definitely, because it's the capital of the country. But then even Lisbon has different locations. It has different neighborhoods. Each neighborhood it's different from the other right next, and so it needs to be a thorough process that needs to be refined in terms of the choice for the location and also for the property.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the details, like how much, for example, cash do you have in hand? Are you planning to do a mortgage? If so, what is the proportion versus the mortgage amount and the cash amount? So we will help you allocate the budget better to help you plan, and then we can define the criterias and the location of the property. Are you able to eventually apply for Portuguese citizenship onto the digital nomad visa?
Yes, any residency visa will open you the way for a future citizenship, since you would live in Portugal for at least 5 years. Then you can definitely apply for the citizenship after those 5 years. For any route that you would choose, the digital nomad visa, the D7 visa, or the golden visa, any of them will guarantee you a path for the citizenship after the 5th year.
Yes, and Portugal needs people. We need people.
Portugal is desperate for getting new people here.
And we're very, very welcoming. We don't. I lost count of our clients actually made it to Portugal eventually, and they are always amazed, especially the first time they're here. They're always amazed how helpful and welcoming the local people are. Like even today we have clients, when we're doing the handover for rental, they arrived yesterday, so they were amazed in the airport. They had a lot of suitcases.
That's the YouTube right there, right?
Yes. So sorry guys, it's many screens. So in the airport they have actually no such service to help you move the suitcase from the belt to the door. No paid service, or they didn't find. And so the staff, they went to ask for help, the staff just helped them. It's just a regular guy watching the luggage belt. So she was really amazed because it's very, very heavy cart. And then she said, but everyone we basically bumped into are super friendly and helpful. They see us struggling, everyone's helpful. So, okay, we have a question. We are desperate and happy to come, but we're finding it challenging with the changes in the visa.
Which visa are you applying?
Let me see. Okay, the digital nomad visa, right? Yes, that's why I was saying, even for the golden visa, just do it as soon as possible, because now what's happening is the staff is started to really differentiating the small difference between each visa. Because, for example, D7 used to be, as we call it, retirement visa. It's for people who are on pensions mostly,
or passive income,
or passive, like rent, if you have rental income. And then later on, I guess staff also realized that there's a lot of digital nomads are on this visa, which defeats the purpose of the retirement visa. So they create a digital nomad visa.
And what we noticed so far is that, for instance, for the ones who are paying attention to these new policies and the new visas, for instance, the digital nomad visa, you would notice that the financial requirements are much more higher than the D7 visa requirements. So it seems like that those financial requirements might be adjusted high for the D7. I'm a bit speculating on this, but I kind of feel that this will happen. Kind of trying to filtering the ones who can actually apply for a residential visa here in Portugal. Um, Again, I'm speculating, but this is my feeling from someone who is in the market and deals with this daily. So we might see some changes also on the D7 visa requirements in the near future.
Yeah. We should still do the golden visa even though it's ending. Is there a possibility it will be denied? I think golden visa, given what we know and our experience with the previous regulation change, we think it will take some time, as Rafael said, to officially end, to be ending. We definitely think it's worth trying because everyone knows the benefit of golden visa. It's very flexible. You only need to be here minimum 7 days per year average. The lowest investment threshold is 280,000. You get a house which is already including the renovation. Your whole family gets residency. There's no such thing as being denied as long as you meet the requirement. For example, the threshold, the investment, the area of the property, the personal non-criminal record, the proof of funds, things like this. As long as you meet those requirements, you will not get denied because this is the law.
So the law will come up with all those demands, right? Of documents that you need to submit and proof of investment that you need to show. If you just do everything by the book and follow the law, then they cannot deny your application or refuse your application if you submit it on time.
Yes. Oh, I have a very good question here. Do you anticipate the rental prices going down in the near future?
This is like this is like a question that we receive a lot,
Yeah.
but for the ones who are buying properties, like
Here we
do
have a
you
buying one.
do you see the market to crash, or do you see the prices going down? And we can only tell you guys about our experience, which again is very filtered. But I can tell you that this week we lost 3 properties in the same day for our clients. Why was that? Because someone else was quicker to decide. So the properties that are in the market that are seemingly good, they disappear very quick, both on the rental market and also on the buying and selling market. So actually the real estate market is very alive in Portugal still at this point. And I know that tax interest rates are higher now and even gonna be higher. I also know that inflation is high. And I also know that there's plans for ending the golden visa, which is a drop of water in the ocean of the real estate market. Doesn't make a chance. But besides all this, the market is not slowing down as far as we can feel it. Working on it every day, we do not feel any slowing down in the market so far.
Yeah, especially I know seemingly from our social media, we do a lot of like golden visa projects for our clients. So a lot of people ask us, oh, will this affect you guys? Will you lose a lot of business? Actually, what we have been doing is just buyer's agent. That is still our core business. And I think for the market to change, I actually think it would take a little bit time. Why? Because we are still very confident about Portugal as a whole, as the most popular market now, one of the most popular market. Because name a country that is so beautiful, it has a lot to offer, has the history, is in the EU. It's very, very safe. I think the last one is very unbeatable. That a lot of people can come here, just use Portugal as a base, and they can travel freely in the EU Schengen area. And also from here, you can quickly get to the US, for example. It's just very ideally located for a lot of people, and people really started to see Portugal in recent years. It has become such a popular place. So if our clients, for example, see Portugal as a great destination, I am really confident that more and more people, and the facts are more and more people are coming. We definitely see in the real estate market, especially in Lisbon. It's even for rental.
Yeah, we to answer you in a very direct way, we don't see the prices go down anytime soon, even on the rental, even for rentals.
Yes. So here we have a question. Do you think it's the best time to invest, buy the property at this high level of inflation? It's
We can. So what we know is that properties usually they keep the value in a good way when an economy is facing some high inflation. So usually the properties they grow in value when you see inflation in the market also. If it is the right time or no, I cannot. I cannot. I don't know if it is or not. I can tell you that I see a lot of transaction happening in the market daily. I see a lot of people taking money from the banks and buying properties precisely to protect themselves against inflation. If this will pay off or not in the future, time will tell. I believe that it might be a good move buying properties as a way to protect the value of people's money in inflation times.
We have a question here. Thank you for the information. Do you have insight on the Silver Coast investment property? It really depends, because Silver Coast used to be an area that was very affordable, right? In recent 2-3 years, it starts to get very popular. So now we actually see a lot of properties in Silver Coast that we think is a little bit overpriced. It really depends on the property and the location and how much you can negotiate.
And depends also on your goals. If you want to live and move in, or you just want to invest.
Here we have a question. Do you really need a year-long rental contract for the D7 visa? Do you help with this? Seems like the biggest pain point. We know. we really understand, and that's why we have been helping our clients. Basically, all the services we have, no matter is helping our clients to buy, renovate, and negotiate, or helping our clients to rent, either for D7 or just like relocating. It's all organic demands from our clients. we really know, because the uncertainty of the timeline of the D7 visa being approved. Yes, we can help with that. You can get in touch. We will see your situation and we'll see how we can help you. And the answer is yes. You need a year. Well, you need a long-term rental contract. It can be 1 year, it can be 2 years, but it has to be long-term.
We have a question from Sabir. What benefits exist in having a Portuguese citizenship? The benefits. Okay, so for the citizenship, one that I see as an important one is well, if you're Portuguese or if you have a Portuguese passport, and if you live in Portugal, you will have access to free education and free healthcare system. and those two are usually of good quality here in Portugal. And being free gives you a sense of security in life that is definitely a good feeling to have. And another one is the easiness that you can travel to 99% of the countries in the world. And if you decide to move around in Europe, in the Schengen area, you just go. You don't need to get any visa. You don't need any formalities. You just go. And even if you want to move to Germany or France or any other European Union country, you can also do so and live there and work there or study there in a very easy way without any formality or any significant formality. And then obviously you can travel to, if I'm not wrong with the number, it's 186 countries in the world that you can enter just by arriving. You don't need even a visa to enter in most of the countries. And this is another great feature that a Portuguese passport gives you. Some more questions?
Yes, I'm reading. Sorry, we're both, well, Rafael's wearing glasses. I am trying to read. Not sure it's true, but I've heard cancer treatment is free. That's amazing. I'm sold out Portugal.
We always say that when it's something serious, you want to go to public hospitals.
Yes.
When it's just like a cold or something in your ear, otitis, is that the name in English? Otitis, you don't know what it is. It's fine. So when it's something more light, then you can go to a private hospital. It's also fine. But when it's serious, you want to go for sure to a public hospital, and it's free.
Oh, this is a very good question. The Rocky verse. What percentage of people fail to learn Portuguese and lose the chance to become citizens due to language requirement? You don't, okay, first of all, you don't lose.
You did the exam.
I did the exam. So first of all, you don't lose the citizenship. For example, if you apply for a golden visa, after 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency or the passport. Only with these two or either of them, you need to pass the A2 exam. If you cannot, you can just keep renewal for every 2 years and then later on 5 years, every 5 years. So you never lose that. We actually don't know anyone who failed the A2 exam. Actually, most of our clients, they actually after reach the A2 level, they continuing studying because they realize this is something they really want to do and like to do. And you also have a very encouraging feeling when you talk to Portuguese people in Portuguese, that you are very much encouraged. Sometimes you say, I don't know, 2-3 sentences, and they will be like, oh my God, you speak such well Portuguese.
We have a very dear client and friend, and that now is friend, Jude. I don't know if you're there, Jude.
And nada.
That speak very well Portuguese, very very good level of Portuguese.
Yes.
So it's possible, and seems like it's not that difficult to reach a good level of Portuguese.
Yeah, you need to put in some effort like any other languages, but people are forgiving, people are encouraging, and you will not fail or you will not lose any citizenship because of this. No. And also you will feel I don't know how to describe. Of course, you can roam around in Lisbon, where most of the Portugal only English. But once you start to speak Portuguese, it's a very different feeling.
You can order cod fish in Portuguese. It's always good. It's called bacalhau, by the way. So it's tinnitus, right? Is the ear noise Thank you for that.
Okay, that's what you mean. Thank you. Uh, is it official that the golden visa is over? Do you think there's a chance of this not happening? Seems like this has been mentioned before and nothing really happened.
There's always a chance for that.
This time we think it will happen.
Yes.
It's a matter of time. And that's why when we heard the news, we were really shocked, not because they announced they wanted it to end. It's because the way they announced, because when you announce something like this seriously, and also this is serious decision affect many people, we actually feel sad and pity because there's a lot of families are counting on it. People are saving for golden visa, for example. They want to have a backup plan due to their special situation. And we always thought this is a good program because in Portugal you have a lot of rundown properties, right? The owners don't want to do much about it, and this is a perfect chance to revive them. So we are really shocked with the way how the government announced it, because they didn't announce any buffer time. They didn't announce any the steps, the procedures, what should be following after this announcement. They basically just dumped this information on everyone, and so everyone's lost. But we mentioned at the beginning, judging by the experience we have with the previous regulation change and judging for the many conversations we've been had with many lawyers, this will end minimum in 2-3 months. But we are all thinking it will be longer because it's unlikely they don't give anyone a buffer time. That is very unreasonable.
There's no guarantees on this. It's just a feeling that this law might enter in force, but with a buffer that will give every people a bit more of time for their applications and for new applicants to still submit their applications.
Yes. We have a question on YouTube. Dijana Morris. I've been looking on Idilista for the past 6 months and prices seem to be coming down a bit. I'm looking for a T3, which is 3-bedroom for those who doesn't know yet, at least 90 square meter in the close-in walkable area. Is it possible on 350,000 euro budget?
In Lisbon?
I'm sorry, are you talking about 350 or 350? Is it for, I'm going to assume it's 350,000 and I'm going to assume it's for buying. Are you talking about Lisbon? Okay, while we wait for answer, something about pricing in Portugal. Sometimes you see prices drop quite a lot from the same owner, from the same property. Why? It's because we don't have a multi-listing system in Portugal. We don't have, as public record, the closing prices on properties or the previous selling prices. So when you want to list a property as a seller, there's not really accurate reference or guidance you should follow. So a lot of sellers, they just name the price randomly. So we share a lot of properties on social media. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is too expensive. How can you post something like this?" We don't price anything. We just wanted to reflect what we see. We want to share with everyone. If you think that's expensive, okay. But sometimes we also say, it's not our how do you say, judgment. We don't pass on our judgment on social media. We just wanted to see what's really happening. Of course, we will turn around. Maybe that's the case. Usually we tell our clients, we don't recommend this because we think it's overpriced. Yes, but on social media, we really want to give you what we see on the market.
Yeah. And a lot of properties that we post on, especially on TikTok. That's where we post more walkthroughs and visits, right? A lot of properties, we end up telling our clients to not close it
Yes. Yes, we actually,
for whatever reason, or because
yeah.
it's overpriced, or because the condition is not as great as other options, or the location. A lot of properties, we end up advising our clients to not close it. Um, But back to the question of it would be possible to purchase a property of 350,000 euros. Well, in Portugal, definitely.
In Lisbon.
In Lisbon, it's still possible if you are not too ambitious in terms of the size, or in terms of the location, or even in terms of the condition, if the property might need renovation. But it's still possible to get a property. Actually, we closed recently
Lapa.
a property close to Lapa, neighborhood here in Lisbon.
Very proud find.
Yes, for a couple with two children, right?
Mhm.
Um, 400,000 euros,
310.
310.
Mm.
Which was
But
like a big surprise even for us.
yeah.
So it's possible once in a while you face opportunities in the market.
Yes, but you really need to dig,
Yeah.
and you really need to be on top of the listings. You need to keep calling, keep asking, and keep chasing, because usually people don't like to reply messages on Idilista. You need to chase.
I can explain you why is that. Because this is a seller's market, it's a landlord's market, and it's a seller's market. So, the seller's agents, they don't care much if they sell it to you, to the person A, or the person
Yeah.
B, or the person C, because at the end they know that they will sell it. So they will go in a parsimonical way, spending as less energy as possible. So they will end up probably selling it to the person that will give them less work.
Yes. Okay. Someone says, I have been looking to buy some real estate property, but I don't know tax system. By the way, I'm from Netherlands.
Mm.
I think not only, yeah,
Yeah, I suppose you should be talking about double taxation and agreements to avoid that, right?
or the property
So I'm
tax.
sure that you would have there's an agreement between Portugal and Netherlands about double taxation. That I'm sure about that. I'm not a tax lawyer. I'm not even a lawyer, so I'm just talking based on my own knowledge. That is definitely small. But if you're talking about taxation over the property, then there's a rule that I think that's even a global rule, that the taxes, they follow the property. So if you're buying a property in Portugal, regardless the country that you are original from, you would be paying taxes here in Portugal related with the property, either both for buying, and also if you want to rent it out and generate income, you would pay taxes also here in Portugal for that.
Another question. The Rocky verse. Sorry, I'm asking so many questions. Don't be sorry. We have big plans. Have you ever had a client buy a camping, I assume camping ground or similar property as their Golden Visa property? Is camping or farming land common in Portugal to purchase? It is farming land, definitely. Agriculture land is common to purchase. Land with buildable area, it's common to purchase because it's very, very strict here. We actually haven't had clients buying camping ground for the Golden Visa property. Why? Because the threshold is either older property, older than 30 years, needs rehabilitation, or younger than 30 years old, but then the threshold is much higher. And usually for land in, for example, popular areas, the land that you can build a house on are quite pricey. sometimes it's more expensive than you just buy a house, because the rules are very strict. Even when we had clients wanted to buy a piece of land to build
A church.
yes, no, but also glamping. Remember glamping? But then the zoning, it depends on each area, and then the procedure is so complicated, because glamping or camping, it's basically following similar rules as if you want to build a residential property.
Yeah, you have to have electricity, sewage, and zoning and organization of the land. So that will require a lot of permits and from the city hall. So it's a process like any other. It's a process of construction and making sure that the plot that you want to buy actually allows that.
Yes, which can be very complicated and takes a very long time, because the city hall's architect will need to do a full study and then give you conclusion only after probably usually a couple of months to so there's a lot of uncertainty how much you can build, how you want your what's that thing, tent to be located, situated. It's very complicated. But agriculture and land that to build a house, yes, it's very common.
More like property transfer tax and capital gains tax and income tax. So let me give you a little bit of information about capital gains tax. If it is your primary residency, then whenever you sell your property, you have 3 years to reinvest the amount that you for the amount that you sold the property. If you do so, if you buy another property after within 3 months, that then you do not pay you do not pay capital gains taxes. If you decided not to reinvest the money that you got from selling your property, then 50% of the difference between the purchase price and the selling price, 50% will be exempt of taxes. And the other 50% will go directly to your annual tax declaration, and then a rate will be applied according to your global income in that year, and you will be paying taxes over that.
So I just want to take this chance, since we have 10 minutes left, to thanks for everyone to join us to celebrate our originally 1,000 subscriber, but now almost 4,000 subscriber on YouTube. We really, really appreciate your support, and we're really happy to be here. Especially now we have 3 social media platform running where we can go live, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
And also, we would like to take this chance to announce our new service. We used to only to help our clients to buy and to help them renovate flipping properties. Now we also launched a rental service as well, because so many of our clients, they wanted a transitional place when they buy a property in Portugal, for example, for investment. But one day they decided to move here. They want some place to live. So we started to help them find rental remotely. Of course, we will be the ones on the ground to see the property, to negotiate. Like today, the handover, it was the first time our clients actually saw the property they're renting. So we're excited about this new service. And please support us, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. On every social media, our name is the same. It's Mall Portugal. You can easily find us. Oh, thank you, guys. You're totally welcome. It's our pleasure to be able to answer some questions and also to produce the content. We really like to share, because we see a lot of information online are not very correct and lack of transparency. So we want to show you what we know. What should we do now for Golden Visa? We briefly touched this in the earlier session during our live session. We think it's worth
To try.
Yes, definitely worth to try. Because this is a very good program, and when you compare cross-border to other European Golden Visa in other countries program, Portugal is still, I think, you have the lowest threshold. It's the time required it's shorter. Of course, we have SEF. We know it's not always very consistent, but once your application is submitted in the system, no regulation change will affect you. So just aim for that, one step at a time.
We've been closing new clients
for Golden Visa
till yesterday.
Till yesterday,
today
yes.
essentially, but till even yesterday and every day, most of the days, we are closing new clients that are rushing now for getting their application submitted as soon as possible before the end of the program. So if you are planning to apply for the Golden Visa, maybe now might be the right time for that. Without any, we cannot guarantee you nothing because it doesn't depend on of us. But for sure, in what depends of us, we'll be moving very fast at this point to help you guys as much as we can.
Yeah, we actually created, since the announcement in February, we actually created a express channel basically with the lawyers we work with. So once we have a new client, we immediately send to a lawyer. Lawyer is already on standing by with the bank, immediately getting the NIF number and bank account. So we create this like extreme express streamline just to we want to help everyone to catch this last train, basically. So we are working overtime, and our partners also, and everyone knows the urgency of this. No one wants to risk the uncertainty of the buffer time, no buffer time, the ending time. So we are doing what we can. Our team, our partners.
We have a fast lane.
Yes,
For
express
Golden
lane,
Visa applicants, we have a very fast lane, we express lane that has everything ready on our side, on the property side, and also with lawyers that we work with, and also with contractors and architects if you decide to go to the lowest thresholds. So we have everything ready to make your journey as smooth as possible and as quick as possible.
Yes, exactly. So it's definitely worth trying. We have a question. Does a rental property fall under the Golden Visa, or do you need to buy? Yeah,
that's the trade-off of the Golden Visa. You actually need to buy a property and bring your funds from overseas into the Portuguese economy.
What do you think about panic purchasing due to the sudden news of the GV? There's a fine balance. We of course we have clients who are panicking, but it's our job to tell them, don't buy this just because it fits the Golden Visa criteria. We still need it to be a good investment property. If it's overpriced, no.
To explain you guys how we work as buyer's agents, we are totally independent from the market, from whatever agency. So we always pick properties that we see value. And then we have a team behind us, besides me and Mia, we have a team that is always looking into the markets and gathering potential properties that we see value for. Then we can suggest to our clients for the different thresholds. So we keep always on top of whatever is available in the market. And this is why we can move very fast also at this time at this point because we have this homework done.
Yeah, it's basically this is the regular work we usually do, but especially during this period, we happen to be prepared because that's our business model. We have a very specific D7 related question. I'm not sure I can answer it, but I'll read it out. Under a D7 visa, what would happen to the residency status of a child dependent if they went to a university outside of Portugal in year 2 or 3?
I don't feel comfortable giving you a clear answer to
Me
that.
either.
It needs to be answered by a lawyer
Yes, maybe
that knows about immigration.
yeah, consult with the immigration lawyer, please. We are not 100% sure.
Because the rule is that you need to spend in Portugal at least 8 months per year. And for that reason, I don't know if that fits also for a student or not.
Maisha asked, do you manage this account or your clients? I'm not sure which one are you referring to. Okay, guys, I think we need to wrap up now. Thank you again for joining us.
We just take this chance also to invite you guys to visit our new website, propertyrentalportugal.com, that we just launched recently, exclusively for offering a rental service for the clients who are moving into Portugal and wants to rent out instead of buying, or applying for a different residency visa like the D7 visa or the D8 visa, and needs to secure a rental contract. So if you feel like curious about, please visit rentalpropertyportugal.com.
And last question, for golden visa, I should buy the property first, or firstly we get visa and then buy? Basic steps very quickly. You need to get the NIF number, open bank account, buy property, get the renovation contract if it's the threshold you're looking into. At the same time, collect your personal documents, and then you can submit everything. So this is the order. And we also offer a consultation call service, guys. If you have specific questions about your personal situation, of course, everyone's situation is different, or you have any other doubts, you can also schedule a call with us. And now, from now on, we will also try to schedule live session more often, because we really like doing that. It's our chance to really talk to you guys directly and answer some questions as well.
Thank you for the questions that you guys decided to make us today.
Yes.
It really helped us also to put our brains working and answer you guys as much as we can.
Yes. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. we really we are super excited about the almost 4,000 subscribers now. We don't know how we did it, but thank you guys so much. Okay.
We'll be posting more, just to tell you guys also about our future plans also for this channel, especially on YouTube. We plan to post much more of renovation projects that we supervise, that we manage for our clients. So we soon will start to post more of this for you guys also to have an idea about of what is possible to do in an old and in very bad shape property, that after some love and care can become really a very attractive property. We'll be posting some examples of this in the channel, in the YouTube channel.
Exactly. Stay tuned, please. Okay, guys. Bye. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.